In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sings tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sings
All right, let's begin. But wait, before we do, check out the link below this video. You can buy the music for Can You Feel the Love Tonight there. On that sheet music, you'll see at the bottom a different part with smaller notes. That's the accompaniment part. That part is really cool if you know someone who plays piano who can play it along with you. But today we're just going to learn the top part, which is the melody. All right, so let's start with your posture. You're going to put right hand in C position. That means your thumb is on C, every finger has a white key, and also your left hand is going to have your thumb on C, and every finger will have a white key going down. That means both thumbs will share middle C. This might seem a bit funny, but it's just to teach you where middle C is. So for now, we're going to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to play the first phrase and then break it down. Can you feel the love tonight? All right, so this starts on your 5 finger in your right hand. You're going to say can, then skip your finger to your middle finger. Can you, then step down. Feel. Can you feel? Now you try. Good. Let me point out that there's a tie between those two notes right above feel. That tie connects the notes. So you won't play that note twice, you're just going to hold it longer. I'll show you again. Can you feel? And you just hold the note out. So for the next part, we say the love. So we go back up to our pinky and skip down. The whole thing goes, can you feel the love? Now you try. Good. If you noticed, there was another tie right above love. Again, you're just going to hold the note out. Now the last two notes of this phrase, with your left hand, you're going to play thumb, then skip down to your 3 finger. Tonight. And again, there's a tie, so you'll hold it out. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. You can feel free to watch the first time and then pause it later, or play along with me. Can you feel the love tonight? Now you try. All right, now the next 3 notes are kind of not part of the melody. They're more of a musical interlude, or some notes between the phrases. It goes like this. So there are no words attached to that, but it's just kind of nice to fill in between the phrases. It goes thumb, skip down, step down to your 4 finger. I'll show you one more time, then you play. Now you? Good. All right, so let's go right into the next phrase. I'm going to show you the whole phrase, and then I'll break it down. It is where we are. All right, so to start, we start with our left hand on the same note we landed on. We have the musical interlude, you could say, and then that same note starts the next phrase. It is, skip up to your thumb. Then go to your right hand, your 4 finger. Where we are. So you just step down. 4, 3, 2. And now you're going to layer notes on top of each other. Because the next 2 notes are not part of the melody, but it's another part where it fills in the gaps between the phrases. I'll show you the whole phrase. Pay attention to the end. It is where we are. So I hold down my 2 finger and I play my left hand, thumb, 2 finger. So I basically step down the whole time. All right, let's play this whole phrase together. Ready? Starting on your forefinger in your left hand. It is where we are. Great! If you didn't get it, just pause the video and try it again. Now, let's go back to the beginning and play this whole thing together. You can watch the first time and then pause it, or you can play it along with me. Ready, go. Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. Now you try. Good. All right, we're going on to the next part. Are you ready? Well, we're going to start anyway, so let's go for it. We start on our 3 finger in our left hand. It starts, it's enough, by just stepping up. It's enough. And then we skip down again to our forefinger. For this. So the whole thing goes, it's enough for this. Now you try. Yeah. Then we're going to jump up to our right hand and basically just do skips down the piano. Watch first. Wide-eyed wanderer. So I go from my pinky to my 3 finger and this middle C, which you can do with left thumb or right thumb. Wanderer, and I skip down again. I'll play it one more time and then you play. Wide-eyed wanderer. Now you try. Yeah! Let's go back to the beginning of this phrase. It starts on our 3 finger in our left hand. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer. Now if you didn't get it, just pause the video and play it again. All right, let's finish this phrase. So we just ended on wanderer. Now we're going to go back to our right hand and go, that we got this far. So we start on our forefinger in our right hand and we just step down for that we got. But then we're going to play 2 quick notes. This far, and then our left hand plays right away after that. Now this far is going to be this far, and then your left hand will play that C. So these 2 notes will overlap. It seems kind of weird because they're right next to each other, but it's because we relax into this next note. It's called a suspension. And it sounds really, really pretty when it's in context. Let me play the whole line again, and then you play it back. That we got this far. Now you try. Great. Now you may have noticed this whole time that I'm only singing the top line of all the words. That's because we're going to repeat and go back to the beginning, and the second time we play it, we'll sing the second line of words. So if you look at the end of this line, you see and then 2 big bold lines and dots next to that line. That's a repeat sign. That means we go through that portal and right back to the beginning. All right, so we're going to go that we got this far, and then go right back to the beginning for the second verse. So starting on your forefinger in your right hand, ready, here we go. That we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the... Pause! Because we have to go to the second ending. If you look above the staff, there's a number 1 and a line above it. That's the first ending. So when we come to it the second time after we've repeated, we want to go to the one that says 2. Can you find it on your music? Yeah, it's just the line below. So we're going to go, believe the very best. So we're basically going, instead of playing got this far, we're playing very best. Let's do that one more time so our eyes can get used to it. Believe the very best. Great job learning the whole song. And now we have an added section at the end. It's a little bit more tricky because hands are moving together. But if you're ready for an extra challenge, then let's do it. It's going to be kind of another musical interlude where there are no words, but lots of pretty harmonies. I'm going to start right at best. We have a middle C. Okay, to break it down, we start on middle C, and then our right hand is going to step up to our 2 finger, while our left hand steps down to its 2 finger. So we start here, and we step out. Then the right hand plays another note while the left hand stays. It goes from 2 finger to 5 finger. So we start on C, step out, 5 finger. Try that on your own. Good. And then we're going to step down on both hands. We go best, step out, 5 finger, step down in both hands. And then we're going to step down again. But the right hand is going to add another note after. So I just did a couple measures. We start on best, step out, 5 finger, both hands step down, hold it. Both hands step down, then middle C. Okay, now pause the video if you have to review that, but I'm going to go on. Then the left hand is on its 4 finger right. It's going to step up to a 3 finger and step up again. Then step down and step up again, as if it's repeating those 2 notes. And then end on C. Now let me show you the whole thing from that bottom note. 3, step up, step down, step up, step up. Now you try. Now if you notice, right hand has a measure where there are no notes, and it just looks like a little black line. That's a whole rest. That means your right hand's not going to do anything for those notes in the left hand. So the left hand does 3, step up, and then right hand will join. And I'll just show you right hand for simplicity. We have 1, 2, 3. Just stepping up. And the hands together at this part will be stepping up in thirds. Watch. Third, third, third. So from that bottom note in your left hand, you'll go 3, 2. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm going to go back to the beginning of this end section, right at best, and play the whole thing hands together again. You can pause if you need to review anything. Ready? Best. And then we have our double bar line, which means we're done. All right, so we're going to play the whole thing. The first line of lyrics, repeat into the second line of lyrics, go to the second ending, all the way to the end. Now, if you feel like you have to review anything in the video, or like you didn't get it because you did it twice and now it's not perfect, that's because it's hard, so you have to just rewind and try things again. And when you think you're ready, come play this whole thing with me. One, two, three, four. Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. Awesome! Thank you so much for playing this with me today. Congratulations on learning a Disney classic, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Make sure to play it for all your friends. Also, make sure to subscribe. We offer new tutorials and videos every week. Happy practicing!